going live at the Apollo. It is loading up on this end over here. And we got the world famous Andrea Kershinsky.
Hey, and you said it right.
And her sidekick's probably somewhere around there.
Sleeping.
Oh, sleeping. Good for him. I told it's fight night. There's two major fights on tonight. And I promise, guys, we'll talk about crypto in a minute. But my sister-in-law Lee's here, and she mines Bitcoin with us, and she's been in a lot of crypto games with us. Actually, she's helped you before to get started when you started working for me. But they're up here, and she brought her grandma's famous spaghetti sauce.
Yum.
So we're doing a pasta day today. Pasta.
That was last night's dinner.
Bother me at all, man. I'm telling you. Okay, so today being Saturday, we're trying our best to get on here every single day. Okay, and today is just going to be a casual talk. I did put a Zoom address in the title today for Monday's call. We do a Zoom every single Monday, and we have for like 15 years. And this Monday, we're diversifying on that call. So it was directed towards one company, and now we're diversifying that, just like we're diversifying these, to talk about multiple things that we do to raise money, find money, maybe some hints and some tricks about things that we've learned. Like me and you talked about something earlier that I'm going to bring up in a minute, and we'll make comments on it again and see if that ended up might make sense to everybody else when it comes to the dips of cryptocurrency. But our Monday night call, we're going to have actually one of the top difference makers in our DAO. So one of the DAOs that we're in, which a DAO is a people that own a token and are a part of that community and own those tokens are a part of the DAO, right? And so, doing that, we're part of a DAO with the Nexus system and True Badger and NFS and all of the Catapult Swap and all of these other things. Well, they're going to get on and talk about the Nexus community. And they're going to talk about it being for beginners and whatnot. So we're really, really excited about anybody getting on to Monday's call. I take it your sidekick woke up.
He's alive.
I'm up and I'm alive.
Hey, the nap did not last because we got on alive. All right. So there you go. So once I eat my pasta, I might have to take a nap right along the side of you there. So Andrea, our Monday night call is really, really great. It's at 8:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 your time, 10:30 Eastern time. What in the world motivates you to hit that call every single week?
I think with that call, it starts off my week with a good vision. It gives me a lot of things to think about, work about throughout the week. Plus, you give so many good nuggets on that call. It helps flow through the days of the week of knowing what to do with my schedule and how to do it. Motivation. I like to think of it as Monday motivation. You hear the call, you go to bed, and it's kind of like osmosis, because everything you hear from the call, you're sleeping on it, and then you can't sleep because your brain's functioning for Tuesday through Friday or Saturday, however many days you want to money make activity, I would say. But it's really, for me, it's motivation.
Nice.
So
nice. Well, this morning I actually got up and at 8:00 my time, got motivated with so every Saturday morning now, I'm going to be doing a Bible study early morning on Saturdays. And that was awesome. Well, one of the guys that was on that, Mr. Alan Delaney, he talked about cryptocurrency. Believe it or not, oh boy, everybody we know talks about cryptocurrency. But he talked about buying on the dip. And he also talked about, where his studies are pointing him that's about to turn around any minute now. Now, I know in my thought pattern, and I'm going to look it up real quick, just so I know when it ends, before I make a comment. But I know that this time of the year, almost every year that I've been in crypto for 8 years, during the Chinese New Year and whatnot, that we go down in prices, and that a lot of people bail at that time and get nervous, and they see they're only looking at the dollar amount and not realizing that their asset is still the same amount of asset, just needs to go up in value like silver or gold. Right. So it's weird how it's different sometimes on a digital scale than maybe a tangible scale, like holding the silver in my hand. I'm going, okay, I don't really think about the value quite as much, but I know if I just hold on to that someday it will be more valuable. And by the way, I do believe that silver is one of our most valuable precious metals to stockpile on, and affordable for anybody. Anybody could start at an ounce at 20 something, 30 something bucks, and keep moving up from there. Well, same kind of talk here when it comes to cryptocurrency. So Alan said that he thinks it's about to swing around any minute. My thoughts are for sure once Chinese New Year hits. So we might have a little downplay or not a bull run until February. But once February hits, I think we're going to be in great shape. And if I'm looking right, the Chinese New Year ends. Let's see. I want to make sure that I'm correct here. For some reason, I'm doing a weird search.
February 1st, Tuesday, February 1st.
It is February 1st. So that was coming up, but I wasn't sure because of the way I put my Google search in. So what? So that's 9 days to hold strong and to hodl or buy.
And not panic like I did this morning.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second. Kind of just go through that scenario and then go through my answer as well.
Well, I was watching a couple different ones, and I knew how much dollar amount we had 3 or 4 days ago. And it's like, well, gee, where did that $50 go? I was needing that because I'm saving, what I'm using it for is to get another hashtag and to get the Martian.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's $50. Where did it go? But then after talking with you and you said, don't look at the dollar amount, but look at the amount. Then it clicked on me. We're still in that downslope, not to panic, just relax. It'll all come back up.
Right.
So,
right. And then some of that we talked about because we have many things mining.
Right.
We have many things that were in liquidity pools in. We have a couple of things that we're staking in. And so some of those do that automatically. If you hold on to True Badger or you hold on to it's NSF, right? Right.
NSI.
And if you hold on to NSI, and guys, I'll never be perfect on all this stuff. I mean, you start throwing 200 acronyms at me a day and I'm done. Okay. But we have those two, and those are always, if you're holding, you're growing. If you're holding, you're gaining more coin. So on something like that, you watch your coin amount. If you're staking and whatnot. So what a great time to stake and to hold and to do whatnot where that your coin numbers are growing, even though the value, okay, so if I had my wallet here on this side, I'm seeing that dollar amount and kind of freaking out a little bit, freak, right? And then I go over here, I go over here, and I'm seeing, oh, yesterday I had 2,000 coin. Today I got 2020 coin or 2020 token in this instance. And when you're talking about the smart chain, you're usually talking about tokens. And if I have my token amount growing and I kind of recall what I bought in at, then I know when the dip's over, because this dip surely isn't lasting,
Right.
It's not a crash, it's a dip. It's not a crash, it's a dip. And we've seen crashes, have we not? We saw a crash with IPN. We saw many crashes since we've been involved. And so since, and I truly believe in this next year that there's many things that won't be around that are out there playing, especially some of these scams and some of these promises. Hey, give me your Bitcoin and I'll use it and I'll pay you back with your own Bitcoin type of scams.
Yeah.
And so they're going away. But when you're staking and you're mining and whatnot, our coin numbers are growing. And then when we have that up hike, like we did last week with TAG, when we had that up, everything else was going down and TAG went up.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and we're mining and staking TAG, and we're staking TAG, and then we're in the liquidity pool. So those things are growing, right?
Right.
So a safety net that, because I remember when I was first in crypto, totally freaking out, turning on my Coinbase, and Bitcoin went way down, and so did everything else, and then all of a sudden my portfolio was $4,000 over here, or 400 maybe back then, and 400, and then all of a sudden it's 150. And I'm going, the world's ending, and then I started to get a little bit of seasoned, and that brings us back to one of our beginning Zooms is crypto mindset. Is knowing that there's going to be ups and downs, and that you got to discipline your disappointments and not buy and sell on emotion. Because I remember back at the beginning, I bet you there was at least 10 different times that I sold coins that I regretted.
I can remember a few.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think I can think of, and all on emotion from the price that I was seeing.
Right.
Or from the value of the coins that I was seeing, not the real price because it was on a down, but like Bitcoin Cash is one of my stories that I always regret, because I held Bitcoin Cash for the longest time, and I had like $550 worth of Bitcoin Cash, and that added up back then at 10 cents a coin.
Wow.
To a lot.
Right.
Well, let's just go and take a little look at one of those cells that I made, and let's just sneak on over here to Exodus, and let's see what Bitcoin Cash is today. Let's see.
And do you still have Bitcoin Cash?
I don't. I sold that, and that's why
Sold
this
it.
is one of my stories. Oh, I got some Ethereum drop in today. That's a worker. Bitcoin Cash. Let's see. Oh, and it's down, but I know that not long ago it was like 500. But remember, it was okay. It was fluctuating, not 10 cents. It was fluctuating between $8 and $10. And I'd always go, well, maybe if that gets to $15, then I'll sell it. And I would keep adding to the Bitcoin Cash because I always thought that I had read something that it was going to be really good someday. And I got all convoluted on it, needed the money one day and sold it all. And today it's $294.
Wow. And you were
290.
just hoping it was 15.
Right. Let's just go and look at.
That's one thing we're kind of learning through all the crypto experiences, that, it's not a monthly, 6 month, you want to make sure you hold those emotions for a year, couple years, even sometimes.
Well, and then there's times like when Elon Musk says something about your coin or something that that's going to be an up and a down. So when it goes up, then you take a little off the top, But I think the wealthiest people in cryptocurrency do one of two things: they mine or stake and all of that, or because they make it, they make it, the producers, or they hodl, which is hold spelt wrong in cryptocurrency world. Yeah. Hold spelt wrong. And they hodl, and then they get those big payoffs. That's like, there's so many people that I know that hadn't looked in years. I'll never forget a guy named Ken and Valerie Archuleta. They had 3 Bitcoin and they got them at like 50 cents.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 Bitcoin at like 50 cents. And that was way back when. And they were searching for it. And they finally got their Bitcoin. But most of them don't know how to access it or have access. Well, now with the wallets the way that they are and whatnot, you actually can do that. You can. I think sometimes it might be healthy to have some that you stick away in a cold wallet or something that you don't look at all.
Well, I remember when you were helping us for the first time with crypto, and we had our Coinbase, and we were just learning to trade with you. We'd go meet you at the Holiday Inn and stuff. And Mark and I took some out, but we had left some in there and we totally forgot we even had it in there. And I think 2 years later, we opened it up and was like, yes.
I remember that. Yeah.
And that was during our transferring, from our kid going from high school to college and going from Colorado to Kansas. And, and at that time it helped. It was money we didn't know, and we just forgot about it.
I was in a cold wallet, which is offline wallet where nobody can get to it type of thing. I was holding quite a bit. Well, however God works in my life, I believe that that money comes easily and quickly, and that he does true abundance in my life. And what I touch turns to gold. And these are my mantras and different things that I say. My money is making money for me big time. It says right there. It says right here, my money is passive and residual. It says right here, my money makes me more money. So that's not about me just wanting money. We want to live by a more than enough experience. We want to live by a. We
got a guest, huh?
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just make sure that that she stays muted there. Okay. So hi, Deb. But anyways, so as we're finishing up this YouTube Zoom, so there's a lot of times that okay, so I was holding a bunch of money there, okay? And that's me and Laura's retirement. So that's money that we're not supposed to touch. Well, just so happens that over the last 3 months, 2 major money opportunities came up to me to kind of take that and diversify and invest it to have my money making me money in a couple of different ways. So where I didn't want to sell that Bitcoin, the funny thing is that I'm getting that all back to me probably 2 weeks after the run starts in February, which is my guess. February and March, they say, is going to be just a beautiful, beautiful time for cryptocurrency holders.
Buckle your seatbelt and enjoy the ride.
Right. So in the meantime, this started me off. The Bitcoin that I was holding was at 60,000, right? Or 55,000 or whatever it got up to. So let's say I took, let's say I had one Bitcoin, and let's say that I took, so so let's say I took a Bitcoin, and I took half of it, and let's say it was 25,000, and I put that towards a online store, and I did that on a high. As that online store starts to come back in, I'm gonna buy back. So if I get paid anywhere in the next month from, let's just say, that online store or whatever, I get to put that back into crypto on the dip.
Which is
And I
good,
kind of get a double make on my money, you know?
right?
So you got to just, keep that positive mindset on those opportunities. Like, for instance, I have a situation that that I put a little bit of money in, and it's pays back on a 10% yield in 45 days. So let's say that's 10,000. So 10,000 pays back 11,000 in 45 days. Well, that situation there is actually happened on a high. Okay. And when I get that back here in a few days, I'm going to be able to buy on a dip again. So I'm going to be able to buy in for more Bitcoin than I invested, and make more money than I made with the other money. So it's just a cool world to watch if you're watching it. But you got to be smart. I mean, you don't overly get emotional, like we talked about at the beginning of this, and sell because the price is low.
Right.
Wait, that's one Bitcoin, and it says 28,000 today, let's call it, or whatever it is.
So you buy
38,000, and you go, oh, it's really low, I better sell. No, you hold that and you buy. Okay. So here's
how many
easy.
hours do you watch crypto a day?
Not a lot. Not a lot. In the morning I will do all of my staking, and that. So we'll jump on a Zoom together maybe and do like a half hour, 45 minutes, right? Of moving and compounding anything that we have staking or mining. Then then throughout the day, I'll check some things. But I'm a hodler, if everybody in the industry is going to say, hold, be a hodler, and they make the most money, well, then I want to be that too, But I will tell you, in the last 3 days, seeing this dip, that I've taken money from other places and put it into cryptocurrency that I might have had in something else. So the exact opposite of what we talked about using it on a high and using some of that money to invest, I actually went to some places that weren't making money. So, like, for instance, I might right now sell some silver to buy some Bitcoin, because I know Bitcoin's going back up.
And then
So
once it does, you can.
Yeah, if silver's going to sit around, around the same price, 28, 29 cents, or I mean, $28, $29, whatever the case may be, if it's going to sit around that, or gold is, well, on a good dip, if we're pretty darn sure, that might be time to cash a little bit in and diversify, and then come back around and buy some gold and silver back. I don't know. I'm talking about the game that can be played, right? So silver being 24.41 today, spot, that's for ones. Okay, so follow me here. So that's high from where I bought a lot of my silver. Okay, so let's say I bought $1,000 worth of silver at 21. Well, then I'm up. Okay, so to take some of that and cash, I've won already. Buying Bitcoin on the dip that I know is going up. Now I'm using it for the rise. Okay, then I can come back around and buy that silver back.
Then you double
winning.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful, because everything has a risk to it. because silver could just go, boom, and then you have the regret, kind of like we talked about with Bitcoin Cash.
Right.
So if while I was waiting on Bitcoin to come back, if silver went to 40 cents, I might cry in my cereal, right?
Well, let's hope not.
I just don't think so, and same thing with gold. Gold's up right now too, at 1844. I'd like to see gold a little bit over 2000. And they just say that there's going to be some serious numbers with that stuff too. So we talk about Monday night on diversifying, and we're going to have all sorts of things here. Today, we've really talked about diversifying. We've talked about a lot of different things. We've talked about mining. We've talked about staking. Back there on your computer, I pointed this out before. You're mining, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Actually doing pretty good with that.
That's sitting there connecting to your internet. We cashed out $100 last week.
A week ago.
Yeah, in our first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And guess what? We did that on a high.
And we're already at $20.
And that's on a low. So understanding that if helium's low and we're adding up our helium, when that goes back up, that's going to be $100 already.
Yeah. And I don't have to do nothing. The sunlight's doing it.
No, and I get to just look at it and talk about it. So I'm actually moving my antenna up to the top upstairs window since I'm not doing too hot on my helium miner. And I'm going to move it up to my top window and see if that makes any difference. If not, I'm going to go plug it in Aspen and see if that works. So
how is the daughter and
they're doing pretty good, a bit slower than yours. I think there's a lot of competition in that area, right? And I don't exactly, I'm not an expert on the helium mining. We just started, right? But we're studying it as we go. But I know that down there, down there is probably a lot of people in the Denver metro area where my daughter lives. And I would imagine that they're not pinging. Now you're sitting from what my brother-in-law said, who knows a lot more than me, and I'll just take this at his word, that you guys are hitting max capacity there. It's a perfect ratio of people around you. And so that's going to be good for us in the future. And remember we're not trying to accumulate the price. We're trying to accumulate more helium. Because helium's supposed to be a worldwide token or coin someday. And because what helium is working on is expanding an internet program. And so their miners are mined building an internet besides the regular web that we're used to. And
it's awesome.
Yeah.
They need a universal internet, for everybody.
Right. Well, and Elon Musk just launched a whole bunch of satellites, so I don't know what that's all about. I wish he would let me attach a miner to one of them
and let it float in outer space.
I should try to write a letter somehow. Can I attach a helium miner to your satellite, please?
Well, and I think ours is good too because the college. We have all the electric scooters and stuff that zip and zoom and so.
Yep, and the college kids that are into crypto. Matter of fact, guys, in the Nexus program, we have a youth program coming up. So meaning that there's a competition for youth joining, and they're going to mentor the youth in the Nexus system and also offer them, they get to win a portfolio. And this portfolio has a value now at the low prices of the new programs, but that portfolio could literally be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and cost them nothing but to share Nexus system with their friends.
Right. And I think, what is it, 30 and under is what they said, the age limit?
Yeah. I barely made it.
Darn.
I barely made it under. Them guys better get their running shoes on if I'm competing against them. So, but
they better start running fast because I still can't catch you.
Well, we're gonna just keep trying. Well, it's been a Saturday show. It's been a lot of fun. We're grateful. We talked about a lot of stuff here. Sometimes just getting on here and yapping and doing our daily is real good stuff. And so, Andrea, we are buying on the dip. We're watching for opportunities to we know that the biggest winner is HODL, and they create ways to grow their cryptocurrency, whether it's growing tokens, growing coin, or growing Bitcoin, is they mine. And so we do all of those things on a different scale than probably some of these other people, all these wealthy people, but we do it on our scale.
Right.
And we get to teach people on our scale how to do it on their scale. And we don't have, I can't wait to hear you guys talk about like being at my level. And then I can't wait for me to talk about being at my brother-in-law's level or something, because man, that guy has it going on. He's actually building something to help the farming of helium. He's just really smart, young man. So,
Awesome.
so we get to all mastermind together, keep learning together, keep growing together. And with that, reach out to us if you don't got the link and you want to be on the Nexus call. It's 8:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Central on, I can just say it here too. It's on mine. So it's on thomaspdubois.com. So www.thomaspdubois.com, 8:30 Mountain Time. And the CEO of Nexus is going to come on and talk to us about future projects and different things that, man, if you put $100 in, you can turn it into a lot more than 100. So I better not quote numbers of what you can turn it into. We are not financial advisors. We are a couple of goofballs that sit here and talk about money. So, and we enjoy ourselves doing so. And we want you to not make the mistakes that we made, like selling Bitcoin Cash when it was $10 and when today it's 280. Yeah, we want you to learn from that silly mistake. We want you to learn from some of the things that Andrea shared with you today. So,
Yes.
All right. Andrea, anything else?
I don't think so. Happy Saturday. Thank you, Thomas, so much for asking me to jump on. These are fun. I love doing it. And just to talk. For some reason, numbers get me excited, and I love talking crypto. So thank you for having me on today.
And if we put making money on our mind's eye, sometimes it just shows up. Expect the best, and the best will show up. All right. God bless everybody. Have a great